What's up, guys? Welcome into the Nesson Studios. Michaela Vernava here, joined on the line by Jon Campbell, our sports analyst for OddsShark.com. I, of course, like to call him Johnny OddsShark. John, how's it going?
Doing great. Michaela, how you doing?
Very, very well. And the Patriots are heading down to sunny Miami. I'm a little jealous because it's really cold up here in New England, but I am very surprised at the fact that they're 7.5-point favorites in this game, given just the fact that historically Tom Brady and the Pats tend to struggle in Miami. So first of all, just who are you taking in this game?
I'm actually taking the Patriots in this game. I think their defense is really going to help them pull this one off. They've given up 17 points or fewer to their last 4 opponents, and they've really progressed over the season, especially up front. So with Miami having some injuries and the Tom Brady factor, of course, but we'll talk about his struggles in Miami, I really think they're going to cover this one.
I mean, if it were in Foxborough and looking at the two teams for the reasons you just said, I would be all in on that 100%. But I mean, you look back at years where the likes of Jay Cutler was able to beat the Patriots seemingly just because they were in Miami. I don't know. It's something about Miami tends to haunt them. And it seems like that didn't really play into this line. Is that how much weight is historic or past few years put into these lines, and how much weight do you give it?
Well, I definitely think it is in the line a little bit, and this line was as high as 8.5, and now bettors agree with you, and the early money has pushed this line down to 7.5. So it is a factor for sure, and it's not just New England going to Miami, it's also Miami going to New England. The home team has won and covered the spread 11 out of the last 12 meetings, so there's definitely something to this. Tom Brady also just 7-9 in Miami, throws more interceptions there. It's a little bit weird, but this Pats defense is just so much better than they were earlier in the season, and that's why I think things are going to change. I also think when you start talking about this as much as we do, and the Pats have had to answer for it all week long, I think they're going to be motivated and they'll be ready for this one.
All right, I'm kind of on your side, but still when it comes to my money, I think I'm staying away from this game this week. So that being said, can you give me a lock that I can put my bets on?
Yeah, I'll give you a lock here. One I like is the Colts getting 5 points. And that line's come down. I think it's 4.5 now on the road at Houston. I think a lot of people are going to shy away from this game because Houston's won 9 in a row and looking great. But I love this Colts offensive line, maybe the best offensive line in the NFL this year, and their defense has come a long way. They started a new scheme 4-3 this year, had a lot of young guys on the defense, and we've seen huge improvement since the Colts met the Texans back in September. So I think the Colts have a shot to give Houston a scare. They might even win this one straight up. So that's my lock, is the Colts this week.
All right, I like it. They certainly have come a long way. How about an upset for this week?
An upset pick, I'm going to go with the Eagles plus 3.5 at Dallas. A tough road game here, divisional game. I think this is another one that people are going to shy away from because Dallas is laying that hook. So that extra half point after the field goal, and that tends to make bettors a little bit nervous. But the Eagles up front on the offensive line are playing so much better, and they have a run game going. They've rushed for about 130 yards in each of their last 2 games. That makes things easier on Wentz, and the offense is looking so much better. So I just think this is too many points in this divisional matchup. Playoffs on the line. I think it's going to be closer than 3.5 points. I like the Eagles a lot.
All right, John, always great talking with you. Thanks as always for the advice, and we will check in with you next week.
Thanks, Michaela.